What would you tell someone who maybe was in a similar situation with a racist home life?
I mean, I think racism exists in most homes, in most people's families, and like I said, we don't talk about it, and we're just like, oh, my uncle's just like that because he's older, or whatever excuse you make for your friends or your family. Oh, they're just like that. They're just joking. You being accepting of that, you not saying whatever you can. I'm not saying that you have to openly disrespect your elders or anything, but you can ask questions. You can say that it bothers you. You can say, "Hey, why do you do that?" Because every time you do that, it upsets me and it makes me feel like you don't care about this, and that bothers me. And why this is why it bothers me. You know, explain those things to the people in your life that you are around, and if they can and they care, they'll change somewhat, but don't expect them to change completely because they won't. They can't, I guess. I don't know if they can. I know my family didn't. They changed a little bit, a lot even, but I don't know that anyone who's really racist is ever going to come full circle or come around. You just have to talk to them and try. I mean, because without trying, you never know.
As you said earlier, experience this racism firsthand. How can you talk about racism and be taken seriously?
I think because I'm aware of it, I'm aware of racism, I'm aware of how it affects other people, and I'm aware of how it affects everyone I know and everyone I see, whether I know you or not. If I see you being treated differently because of who you are, and it's not something you can change, then that's pretty friggin' horrible. And the fact that I'm aware of that and that I talk about it, and that I'm seeking to help change that in my everyday life and in the lives of others that I talk to about it shouldn't be taken as, why does this white guy's opinion matter? But moreover, you should be asking, why does this white guy, even care? Maybe most white people don't, or some people don't. But if I do, then you shouldn't be asking, why does my opinion matter? But moreover, kind of like, why am I different? I guess. I don't know. I think really I'm not anyone who's any kind of special. I just think for myself and I ask those types of questions that I think everyone should ask. And in doing so, I become someone who wants change, who wants the world to be better. And I try and make sure that I do everything to make that possible. I try and be an ally to anyone who's being oppressed, who's being just targeted, who's being treated differently because of who they are.
So why is it necessary to talk about racism?
Because when you don't talk about it, you're perpetuating it. When you don't question the status quo, you're agreeing to it. And the status quo is that racism exists and that it's an everyday thing. And when you're not acknowledging it, you're accepting it as okay. When you're not looking to change it, you're saying that it's fine to go on being the way that it is. When you're not trying to make a change in your life and in your community, then you're saying that, oh, it's cool that, cops pull people over because of the color of their skin, or it's cool that more minorities go to jail. It's okay that, all these bad things happen. When you're not asking questions, when you're not getting mad, when you're not trying to change those things, you're accepting them as being okay. Being quiet, being non-active, being non-questioning is just accepting it as, oh, this is the way it is, and I don't need to change it, or I can't change it. Well, if you can't change it, it's not going to change. But if you work to change your own life, if you work to help someone change theirs, then you are changing it. Even if it's in the tiniest little way, you're making a difference. And if everyone did that, it would make a lot of little differences. And that's how you change culture. That's how you change an environment. That's how you change society slowly over time, is you just work together to make the tiniest changes that you can. And I think that's what everybody's got to do, is just keep talking, keep discussing these things that bother us, whether it's racism or whatever it is, sexism, whatever problems we have, they don't get better by not talking about them. So that's why it's important to talk about racism.